So it's been a while since I have showcased or featured any conscription decks on this channel, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey, I'm kind of tired of seeing conscription, it's everywhere, and I get that, but I believe in representation on the channel, and like I said, it's been a while. So today we're going to do some Tribunal Conscription, tomorrow we're going to do some Telvanni Conscription, and then after that I've got an alter Tribunal list that I wanted to take for a test drive as well. So that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into the games again. As you can see on screen, this is a Tribunal Conscription list. And as I say, hey, let's dive into the games, I realize that I haven't actually kicked off my deck tracking stuff. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and get that up and going. Now, you may be tired of seeing conscription, and you may have thoughts on it one way or the other, but I can assure you that the decks are certainly beatable, and in fact, maybe it's just my own error in piloting them, which is entirely possible. I like the double ramp here against Telvanni, but I don't have a great win rate with them. So what's probably going to happen is either you're going to see me lose some games on conscription decks, or you'll see me win. And I guess either way is fine, right? Like if I win, then hooray, I won some games, I should be happy. And if I lose, then I'm also happy because I get to showcase to you guys that they are, you know, not the problem that they are often made out to be.
Of the living.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and tree minder this up. Alright, so we are going first against Telvanni. Now watch this not be like one of the controlling Telvannis. Watch this be like a tempo. But no.
Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
Alright, so we care far more about the ramp here than anything. So I think we just go ahead and do this now.
Behold the light.
Get that Max Magica pumping up. Maybe trade into that. Alright, so this particular list runs a lot of Divine Fervor and Praetorian Commander to make your weenies bigger. Fervor is really nice with Necromancers because you can chain them. One Fervor on the board also means your Necromancers can bring back Commanders.
For a midnight stroll.
So on and so forth. So I am overall a fan.
Submit to our gods.
It's kind of a tough call here. There's not a lot of huge things, so I think using Edict here is fine as opposed to Lightning Bolt. The only reason we'd be punished would be if they play like Necromancer's Amulet or something. But I like saving this for Burst, so I think we just do that. So they've matched us in terms of ramp, but they also still have the ring. So they're actually still ahead. We had a decent start, but in terms of tempo or pace of the game, if you will, our Telvanni opponent is far ahead. And that's pretty significant card draw there as well. No es bueno for Usso. So we're going to go ahead and play a Fervor so that we can get a trade. And then I guess play this to try to protect that.
Of the living.
But at this point, it kind of doesn't matter. You have to assume that with double camels, our opponent has probably found, well, and the Thieves Guild now as well. Our opponent has probably found their conscription, and we not only don't have our own, but we also have no Ice Storm to combat the first one, so we're not in a great spot. Galen continues to not find great targets for us, which makes me a little bit sad.
You will submit to our gods.
Makes me a little bit sad. So if this discounted a conscription with the ring, they could play it this turn. If not, we have to expect it this following turn.
You will die.
Careful there, friend.
It was a relatively reckless, if you will, mummify and attack and face. So you have to assume he's just gonna do exactly what we think they're going to do. Here. Galen on Wardcrafter, still not really exciting. Probably should have played the Galen on our Barrowstalker with hindsight, but typically you want to have this hit your Necromancers or something equally juicy. Laneth is a great target, for example.
Watch yourself.
I mean, you can still have plenty of trades here, but that's probably our best. Have to save what removal we do have for this conscription here.
I will have you.
And there it is. Wow, and it was discounted. They just didn't want to play it last turn.
I didn't come here alone.
I smell the stench
Black Hand
of the
sees all.
living.
Watch yourself now.
What have we here?
Alright, so they'll draw a card from this. This will end up getting them a card. But again, without an Ice Storm and without our own conscription, we're just not in a great spot. It's kind of the way this goes, you know. All right. I suppose we can remove that and play a commander. It's not looking great for us right now, though. Matched us with ramp, and they got the double dig with the camels. Now, if we had an Ice Storm to answer and we could take this to the long game, I like Tribunal's ability to flood the board a little bit better. I just don't think we survived to that point in the game. So naturally, I'm like, hey, let's play some conscription decks, and then we run into the mirror, which is not super fun. It's kind of a coin flip. It's whoever draws their key cards the most will win. I think the key cards in the mirror are conscriptions, obviously. Like card draw / ramp is really important, and then Ice Storms. Odaving if you run it. But basically, like, your ability to clear the board and your ability to flood the board and your ability to race to those effects.
Your death
I mean, it sounds pretty straightforward,
I
but
will cut your purse and
it is what it is. Yeah, they're still being pretty reckless here, which tells me they probably already have the second conscription. They're just trying to force an Ice Storm.
Nice try. Care to go again?
Oh yeah, they 100% have another conscription. They want me to Ice Storm and then, which I mean we have to here, but they want me to Ice Storm so they can just play another conscription and then win.
The next world.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
So like, we'll do it. We'll go through the motions here, but this is 100% over. There's no reason you journey that soon if you don't already have more conscriptions in hand. There it is.
I didn't come here alone. If I fall,
And of course, despite the
what
fact,
have we here?
Careful there.
despite the fact
Nice
that
try. Care
I
to go
smell
again?
the stench.
they had only
of
played
the
one
living.
conscription, right? They hit 5 out of 8 possible journeyed targets. Can't buy that kind of luck, man. Alright, so... We have that. And we can double bolt something. That is gonna be game. Alright, so we'll go to game 2. We're just flat out outdrawn there. There's nothing, like, that Ice Storm's meaningless. There's nothing you can do when you're playing against another conscription player that has 2 conscriptions and a journey before you've even drawn your first one. That's the nuts, as they say. So we'll go ahead and dive into another game and probably do pretty terribly there as well. Because again, like I said, I just don't have a good win rate on conscription decks. I know that there are a lot of people that complain about them. I know that there are a lot of people that think that they are overpowered or easy to pilot. But overall, whether it is Tribunal, Telvanni, Rhetorian, I haven't given Hlalu, I think, enough go yet, but they just
May you walk on warm
they just don't perform the way that I would expect. Telvanni is the best of the bunch in my opinion, and we'll play that tomorrow, like I said, and kind of showcase it a little bit, but just in general, overall,
I smell
they don't
the
do very well for
stench
me.
of the living.
It's kind of a tough call. It was between this or this, but this is the biggest speed bump.
We stand united. Motherless. Your large-blooded footballs betray you.
So we'll see how we can perform against Warrior. Withered Hand Cultist, obviously a problem for us, but if they don't find a Withered Hand or a Sower, we got a decent shot.
Ready to die. Confound you.
Double Brumas aren't half bad, especially with this Oath Ring.
Face me and die. We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and hit that. Let's just nuke this. Go from there. So, in case you're wondering, I do run General Tullius because it represents double guards, and this is a list that runs a lot of ways to buff him. Divine Fervors with Tullius is kind of silly. Also, another thing to consider is Necromancer. Now that they have fixed that bug, Necromancer can resurrect Tullius and just continue generating an awful lot of value for you.
Confound you.
Which, you know, feels kind of nice. Man. It's kind of a feels bad turn, but I really can't afford to take that much damage. As it is, we're going down to a minimum of 11, and then we still don't have a great turn next turn. I mean, we can gain 5 life, but it's not stopping anything. Not really stopping much in the long term here. So Iron's just going to get back lightning bolts at this point. And yeah, sadly that's where we're at. There was a case to be made about maybe playing 5th Legion there as opposed to the Bruma. It's 1 less health, but it makes this have a 4 attack to maybe trade here. I just felt like this one is more likely to soak an attack.
Come at me! Motherless dog!
Alright. So Jarl's really problematic for us. Probably just wins him the game. Like, if we're being completely honest, probably just wins them the game. We can slow them down a little bit, but now that they're going to have 5 cards in hand next turn, it will not be enough. Which again is kind of the problem with these decks. I think a lot of people forget that, yeah, you get like a ton of 2-drops, but none of these 2-drops help me right now. 2-drops are great on turn 2, kind of okay on turn 3, but by the time you hit turn 4, if you're playing proper aggressive or mid-range lists, their stuff is just bigger than yours. Like, that's just what it comes down to. Their stuff is just bigger than yours.
You will submit to our gods.
So this lets us soak the most. But again, with 5 cards, I have to assume they've got something in there. Like, if they've got a Wood Orc Headhunter, even Underworld, Vigilante, anything like that, we just lose. There was a strong chance that we were losing this even if they didn't play Jarl. Depending on what the rest of their hand looked like.
Sniveling coward!
Yeah, so there's the attack. I assume this...
We stand united.
Alright.
Vile canker blossom.
That's also pretty painful. And the Sower, yeah.
You should.
So our only outs right now would theoretically be an Ice Storm and a Harpy. Because at 9 Magicka, we would need this. We would need to clear this and stop this. I mean, we can gain some health here, but again, we've got, like, realistically no proper guarding going on. Like, Bruma into Tullius gets us up to 7. Puts a guard in each lane. Yeah, I mean, that would assume he has exactly nothing left. I guess.
There's a plan.
Like, if he doesn't have any extra ways to deal damage, theoretically that soaks, but
Awaiting your command. I live to serve.
not likely. Pretty sure that we just eat this one hard. And that'll be 0-2 for Tribunal Conscription. Because, I mean, that's the thing about Conscription decks, is that they... They lose to the mid-range. Oh, yeah. They got a cast out, sure. Oh, and a Headhunter. They didn't even need the cast out. Fair enough. People like to mention the 2-drops like they are a magical cure-all for your curve, but the 2-drops don't matter when everything else is bigger. So, anyway, thanks for watching. That was Conscription Tribunal, and it performed about like I expected. We'll do Telvanni next, and then we'll meme around with some Ultra Tribunal the day after that. So, yeah. Till next time, may you walk on warm sands and crush Conscription decks.